Hi guys, so I am making empanadas tonight for dinner. This I learned from a friend. So now I want to show you the ingredients. So I have the Mexican spices mix or seasoning, and I have the 4-bean mix. I have chopped onions, chopped garlic, and some chopped red chilies. I also am adding, for it to be spicy, some paprika. I also want the flavor to be very strong, so I add ground cumin seeds and some ground garlic or garlic powder. This is a very easy thing to do, and trust me, the taste is amazing. Now let's start cooking. I forgot to mention that I'm using 250 grams or 1/4 kilo of minced beef. So start sauteing the beef in very little oil, or if your beef already has a bit of fat, you don't need to add oil, especially if you're using non-stick pan. So mix until it becomes brown, and once it's brown, just push it aside and then add the garlic and just mix. Then after the garlic, you add the onions, mix again, and lastly you will add the red chilies. Yep, and just keep mixing until they become translucent. And then once you think it's all cooked, so just start mixing it with the beef. So just mix. Like that, and get ready with your sauce, the Mexican seasoning sauce. Now let's add our Mexican sauce, our Mexican seasoning. So this is me trying to be cute. I started using a teaspoon and adding the seasoning because I wasn't sure how much I will use, but then I decided, oh, what the heck. So I decided to pour the whole jar. Why not? So then just mix, and then we add our 4-bean mix. For this one, I didn't use the whole tin. As you can see, it looks just half of it because it's a big tin, so I decided to just use half of it. And I kept in the freezer the other half for the next use. Now, time to season. I forgot to mention this in the beginning. You need to season it with salt and pepper. And of course, it's according to your taste. And I want it spicy, I want it chili hot, so I'm adding chili powder and the paprika powder. So I've also just added the garlic powder and the cumin powder. So now it's done. And this is the consistency we are after. It's not too dry, it's not too wet. And then you just let it cool. All right, let's start wrapping the empanadas. So we need short crust pastry, and I'm using only 2 sheets on this occasion, which I thawed earlier, and I covered it with wet towel so it doesn't dry out. Then we need a cutter, so I cut them in quarters. Usually I like to make it round, but this time I don't want to waste the pastry, so I just cut it in quarters. So now I have 4. Then we also need the egg, so we just beat the egg because we will need to brush it off later, the edges and also the top of it. Now let's see, our meat is already cooled, so they're ready to be wrapped. I have leftover cheeses in the fridge, so I decided to add some. For this one, I added pecorino cheese, grated pecorino cheese there. Then I made them in squares, no, not squares, rectangles and triangles. And then make sure to seal it with the tip of the fork. So yeah, that should seal it tightly there. So yeah, just continue sealing the edges. So after you seal them, make sure you poke holes in the middle of the empanadas. Just like that, so that when you bake them, the steam will come out from those holes and it won't explode. Okay, we're done. wrapping all the empanadas, 8 in total. So this time I already preheated the oven, 180 degrees Celsius, and then I beat the egg. Mix, mix, mix. Now we need to brush the top of our empanadas with this egg mixture. This will give these empanadas its beautiful golden color once they're cooked, and I'll show you in a bit. And voila, it's done. Look how pretty. They look golden brown. It took about 20 to 25 minutes. And then I made some salsa to go on the side. And also I got me a glass of Moscato to go with this. And this is best also dipped in sour cream, and my husband prefers it with chili sauce. And what do you do with the rest of the egg and the rest of the meat? Well, you make torta. This will be good for breakfast. Thank you, guys.